to start the video saying a quote. I wanted to say like facilis descensus averno, but oh my god, my pronunciation, that's Latin. But it's basically the quote from Shadowhunters: the descent into hell is easy. So I am going to talk about Shadowhunters, obviously. That's today's idea. Yeah. So I have so many things I want to say about Shadowhunters, so I'm gonna do many videos talking about Shadowhunter Chronicles. I have like a fucking list on my phone. It's upside down. Yeah, I have a list of booktube ideas. Yes, kind of dumb, but I have. See, that's a list to Shadowhunter Chronicles theme videos. So I want to talk about the world building. That like I read the Shadowhunter Chronicles when I was like 13, so or 14. I think I read it before Percy Jackson. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. So I have a lot to say about the world building, about the characters that I grew up reading about, and recently I finished all of the books that are out from the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and I decided like, hey, when I read them, I did my own order. Like I looked up so many like ideas on how to read it, but I said I'm gonna do my own. Big mistake. So I wanna, to people that are still getting into Shadowhunters, I wanna give them what I think it's the only way. I'm gonna talk about lots of ways to read them, but like I'm gonna still tell them about the way I recommend, which wasn't the one I used because I'm dumb. But I even wrote them down. Like you don't wanna see my. It's a mess. What? Yeah, it's a mess. So, why do I keep clapping? Yeah, I have black nails because we are shadow hunters and we were black for hunting. I'm gonna say the rhyme. Someone stop me. Yeah, so I have some physical copies. I have some shit to say, so let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, I have like many lists. The way I recommend reading, okay, so yeah, basically you have to start with City of Bones. Like there's no escaping that. I know some people say like, no, you can read the Infernal Devices first. Well, you can, but you will get better the world building if you read first the Mortal Instruments, at least the first trilogy. So what I did when I was younger, I read like the Mortal Instruments, but I never finished the series. So I came back and I reread City of Bones, City of Ashes, and then City of Glass. So I looked up and I saw that some people were saying now you can read the Infernal Devices one. When I was like, no, I want to finish the Mortal Instruments. Why don't I finish? And that's a big mistake because you will get kind of spoiled for something big that happens in the Infernal Devices, because obviously the Infernal Devices, it's basically in the 1800s, the Infernal Devices, and you get some insight in the ancestors and stuff from the characters of the Mortal Instruments. So I really recommend reading the Infernal Devices after, even though like me, I hate interrupting series, but actually the Mortal Instruments was going to be a trilogy. So you go and read like City of Glass, you have like a good ending. It's not like, can you hear the dog? I'm not making this up. Whatever. So then, oh my god, what was I saying? Yeah, it's like finishing a series. So you go read the Infernal Devices like Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. I love that book. And then you go back and read, I always mixed up those two. It's City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and my favorite, along with City of Glass, I love City of Heavenly Fire. So yeah, after that, you can read like, I have here how I wanna reread them, but I'm gonna reread them like reading first the Infernal Devices and stuff like in time, because obviously like I already know the world building, I don't need any help, but whatever. I'm gonna read them once I finish like when the last book of the last hours is published, that's when I'm gonna read them. Okay, so after that you read, oh my god, where do I have that shit? Well, here it says that you should read the Bane Chronicles, which I agree. Yeah, because you already, yeah, they mentioned the infernal devices and the mortal instruments. Yeah, definitely. You read the Bane Chronicles. I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna cut that name. I just said a name that's a spoiler, and I'm gonna cut it out. Okay, but yeah, the Midnight Air. It's an amazing story, but don't read anything about the Bane Chronicles until you finish all the Infernal Devices and Mortal Instruments, because you will get spoiled. So you read the Bane Chronicles. It took me long to read, but it's necessary. Sadly, some people say like, you don't need to read the novellas, don't read them, skip them. You need to read them. Next, I read The Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy. This one you cannot even read like the synopsis. Don't read anything because you will get spoiled for City of Heavenly Fire and many other books like Infernal Devices, Clockwork Princess, all that. Yeah, so Tale of the Shadowhunter Academy I did love. It was one of my favorites. It's about a character that I love a lot, and yeah, and so we get like, yeah, we get this story, and I'm not gonna read it like the whole story, but I'm gonna read some quotes I underlined. I had to print it, like that's how crazy I am. In the land under the hill, in the time before, once upon a time there was a beautiful lady of the silly court who lost her heart to the son of an angel. And so we have some quotes like, she did not lie, for she could not lie. Humans are animals. Pain is their nature. Until one brother discovered the truth of the other. And there's one more. This is how a fairy loves, with her whole body and soul. This is how fairy loves, with destruction. And in the end, like, this is how a fairy loves, with a gift. Yeah, that fucking story from The Tale of the Shadowhunter Academy. That's Pale King and Princess, something like that is the title. I don't remember the title of the story, but it was amazing. After reading Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy, you need to read... Okay, so there's The Eldest Curses. I read the Red Scrolls of Magic, I think, right around... No, I read it after the Dark Artifices because I was so... like, oh my god, I couldn't wait. But I recommend reading the Red Scrolls of Magic before, so you're not like... I got surprised, but at the same time I was like, what is happening? So yeah, at least before Queen of Air and Darkness, you should read the Red Scrolls of Magic and the Lost Book of the Wild. Again, I did like the Red Scrolls of Magic somewhat, but I didn't like the Lost Book of the Wild. Like, I got so bored. It wasn't the worst, and I loved so many of the interactions, but it was kind of... it was like going back to City of Bones after reading so many good books. So yeah. So then finally you can read the Dark Artifices. When I first read it, like, I was so anxious. I wanted to get to the Dark Artifices and to the Last Hours because everyone was talking about the Last Hours, and I was like, I have to read it now. So yeah, I was so excited, and it was worth it. Like, Julian and Emma are from my favorite characters since I met them in City of Heavenly Fire, and I think Julian appears in like City of Fallen Angels or Lost Souls. I think we meet Julian. So yeah, I wanted to know more about them since then. So yeah, it was amazing finally meeting them. After reading Dark Artifices, you need to read... Oh my god, this one was another I wanted to read. I even got a physical copy, and it has tabs, but I ran out of tabs halfway through. Don't ask me why I put like 2 tabs per page. I'm fucking crazy. Is this a spoiler saying who is it about? Okay, so back here we have like a kind of... No, it's not a decent order, but yeah, I read all of those. I'm so proud of myself. So this book has one of the better endings I ever read in the book. Like, it ends with... I cannot wait to reread it. It ends with, this evening, The whole sky was bronze, as though to summon wicked powers. If you don't know, the next series we are getting, like the final series, I'm sorry, it's the wicked powers. So, and that's in the Shadowhunter rhyme. Yeah, so I love this one. This is one of my favorite novellas. Not one story was boring. Like you get in Cast Long Shadows in London, every exquisite thing, one of my favorite, and we have like images for each, like one picture for each story, and they're beautiful. I'm looking forward to show you, but that's not a spoiler. I'm gonna show you the first one. They're so beautiful. And we have like quotes, old scenes cast long shadows, and then we go to Tennessee, then to London, back to London, then to Paris, New York, Buenos Aires, LA, and there I don't know where, and then New York. This is after the dark artifices, some of these stories in the end, so you get like stories from recent years. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And with interesting characters that are gonna be the main characters in the Wicked Power. I will not say more. This is all I have to say. Okay, after reading Ghost of the Shadow Market, you can finally pick up, some people say like read here like the Red Scrolls of Magic, but I wasn't patient and I still hadn't read, like, I think I read the Red Scrolls, but I haven't read the Lost Book of the Wild, and I jumped it, like I left it after reading the Grey Showers books, so bear with me. But yeah, I said like I will not wait, I will read Chain of Gold, and I read Chain of Gold. I love Chain of Gold. And this is where we begin, and it's with Lucy. I will not tell you which Lucy, don't read it. Okay, so Chain of Gold, and then you can read Chain of Iron, which is thicker, and then we are getting in fucking November Chain of Thorns, but I will reread these two in like November, the beginning of November. It's gonna be an easy read because I read them already, but I will annotate them more this time because I'm crazy. And after that, finally, you read the Codex. My baby. I have a physical copy of the Codex. Yeah, I do. And it's so good. Here we have like so many tips to understand the world building, but yeah, it has some spoilers from the Mortal Instruments, so I recommend at least reading it after City of Glass. You're making noise. I'm sorry. And yeah, we have like the Shadowhunter rhyme, which I will not find right now, I think. So, oh, here it is. I already found it. Black for hunting through the night, for death and mourning the colors white, gold for a bride in her wedding gown, and red to call enchantment down, white silk when our bodies burn, blue banners when the lost return. Oh my god, I'm gonna write. Flame for the birth of an Evelyn, and to wash away our sins, gray for knowledge best untold, bones for those who don't grow old, saffron lights the victory march, green will mend our broken hearts, silver for the demon towers, and bronze to summon wicked powers. That's amazing. And there's like something Clary wrote because she's fucking crazy. Yeah. It's full of annotations from the characters. That's why it has spoilers. So, and I'm so angry because in some part, is this kind of a spoiler of the Infernal Devices? I don't think I can say it, but they kind of mentioned Magnus Bane, but they don't say his name. They said like, yeah, some warlock, and I'm like, you can say his name, but that's the order I recommend. If I talked a lot and you didn't get it, I will put it in the screen again, so you can take a screenshot too and read them. And there's two other books, like one is like a history of notable Shadowhunters, something like that. I haven't read it. And the Shadowhunter and Downworlders, I haven't read it either. because I don't want to finish all of the books and I'm avoiding it. So, but you can read those too. They're not like so significant to the plot, but you learn some details about the characters that you didn't know, all the characters. But yeah, and I will do a video talking about my favorite characters and all that stuff. I may do like a tier ranking, but almost all of them will be at the top. Oh yeah, there's so many like extra scenes and stuff like that. You can find them on Tumblr, on the Tumblr for Cassandra. But yeah, I read so many of them. Like there's a letter from one of the main characters from the Infernal Devices, and there's like scenes from different point of views, like the beginning of City of Bones. The author Cassandra was going to write it from the point of view of Jace, but she changed it to Clary. So there's that also, and we get some point of view of some more characters from the Infernal Devices. I love the Infernal Devices, and a letter, another thing from Jace's point of view, the story of Jocelyn. Oh my god, yeah, there's so many short stories. I read almost all of them, and they helped, but they're usually not canon, so read if you want. It's not like necessary, I guess. I'm gonna leave it at that. So this is everything about Shadowhunters. If you like Shadowhunters, then, and I already read them, you can reread them, because I'm gonna reread them, but not right now. Oh my god, I could give like a quick order about how I'm gonna reread them. Okay, so I will reread Clockwork Angel first, then Clockwork Prince and Princess. Okay, so that's the Infernal Devices. Then I will, once we get the Chain of Thorns, I will reread The Last Hours, then the Mortal Instruments all together, the main Chronicles, Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy, the Dark Artifices, Ghost of the Shadow Market, then the Eldest Curses, and I will be ready for the Wicked Powers. That's like, oh yeah, we still like the Eldest Curses, that like Red Scrolls of Magic and the Lost Book of the White. We still don't have like the last book, that's the Black Volume of the Dead. But also I will have to wait for that one to do my reread. But I can go doing my reread while I wait, because there's so many books. Like I haven't counted them, but I think there are like 20. So thank you, Cassandra. That's everything I'm gonna talk about today. So, oh my god, the video isn't so long. Okay, bye.